Am I the idiot for handling the sleepover planning? My husband is a ghostwriter and a stay-at-home parent of 2 kids, ages 6 and 9. While I am a working parent, my work can be very exhausting. I work from 9 to 6. So most of the time, my husband is the go-to parent when they need something or want to do something. My husband is very outdoors and active, so he always takes them somewhere, like hiking, biking, skating, etc. He is a very big believer in investing in hobbies. And he's just a creative person, I guess. My daughter is turning 10 soon, and when we were eating dinner together, my husband told me that she knew what she was doing for her birthday. I asked what she was doing, and she said she and her dad were planning a sleepover and they were going to meet after school tomorrow. My husband showed me a TikTok of something really fancy. What she had in mind, it seems like a really big project. I feel like there is a big gap between me and my daughter, and I thought this opportunity would be perfect to try and get closer. I try to talk to her, but she always seems uncomfortable or awkward. I know my husband is her favorite parent, but I just want us to be closer. So I told her, why don't I assist her with the project? Because daddy is so preoccupied with his book. She asked her dad if he was busy, and my husband went along with it. She got kind of sad and said that she wanted daddy to help her and that I didn't know what she liked. I told her I could be just as good as her dad. She said okay, but she sounded unsure, which I believe was due to the fact that her father is usually in charge of these events. After dinner, my husband told me he didn't like how I made a decision like that without consulting him beforehand and that he wasn't sure whether I could handle a 10-year-old party and that this is not even what our daughter wants. I told him my thought process behind wanting to plan it and that I was sure this was something I could do. Everyone seems to be a bit awkward about me taking over the planning. Am I wrong here? Now for a few comments before the update. You're the idiot. You failed parenting 101. You changed the plan without consulting your fellow parents. Luckily your husband caught on and supported your plan, but you were completely the idiot for putting him in that position. I hope you succeed and plan a great birthday party, but if it blows up on you, that's on you for not consulting your husband before doing this. Comment 2. You're the idiot. Your intentions are in the right place by wanting to connect with your daughter. If you come in, take over the planning, and it turns out the party you planned does not reflect her interests, likes, etc., it's going to make her feel like you don't even know her. She's visibly upset that you are taking over the planning. Her and dad know what kind of party she wants to have. The best thing you could do is to let her and dad take the lead, be a part of it, and use the opportunity to get to know her likes, dislikes, hang out with her, and plan a party that will make her happy. Now for the update. The sleepover was last weekend, and it went great. But my husband ended up taking over. I took my daughter to Target to buy decorations, but she was being too vague or just putting her shoulders up whenever I asked her a question, so during dinner, I suggested that my husband follow us. When he came, she gave us a much clearer picture, and when we decorated, I never did anything right. I put in a lot of effort at work. I was so dedicated to becoming their partner that I kind of didn't involve myself in their lives. Now I am worried it will change. I feel like a nuisance anytime I am around my daughter, who just keeps quiet. I know she is very shy, but as her mother, she should feel comfortable around me. I am trying to make more attempts to be more involved, like helping with homework and making dinner, but after every attempt all I hear is, "Daddy does it this way." Or, "Can Daddy do it for me? I don't like my scrambled eggs like this." Or, "I want Daddy to teach me, he is better." I have just been feeling like a failure as a mother, which is not to say I won't stop trying. I have also come to realize that I was a bit passive-aggressive and jealous towards my husband because of his closeness to the kids, and after a long chat with him, we were able to resolve some issues that I didn't even know I had. Thanks for the advice, I have taken it to heart. Comment 1. Here's the problem. She should. You seem to know how your daughter should be or act, which means how you think she should, or how you would like her to act or behave. Your daughter is not you. She is a person in her own right. Comment 2. Not the idiot. I can't believe the audacity of your husband and some of the commenters here. It's clear that you had good intentions in wanting to plan your daughter's birthday sleepover. As a working parent, it's important for you to find opportunities to bond with your children and create lasting memories. Your husband's reaction was completely unwarranted. Instead of supporting your efforts to connect with your daughter, he made it all about himself and his own insecurities. It's concerning that he couldn't handle the idea of you taking charge for once and felt the need to undermine your role as a parent. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for telling my BF that I don't think it's appropriate to come on the family vacation? My female 21 boyfriend, male 23, let's call him Charlie. Around a month ago my mom mentioned a family vacation while on a call with me. Charlie and I have been together for about 1 year. He has still not met my mom's side of the family, only my dad's. My mom, female 42, lives in my home country together with my stepdad, male 50, and my stepbrother, male 24, lives there too but not in our hometown. Because of this he hasn't had the chance to meet them yet. Yesterday I mentioned it to my best friend, female 21, with whom I have been friends with for 17 years now. I was on the phone with her. She is still in the city we grew up in and goes to university there because she often sees my parents. My mom invited her like any other vacation, and this time she has decided to come. The trip is fully paid for by my stepdad and my mom. My stepbrother will be bringing his fiancée, female 21 too. Charlie was in the room while I was on the call and asked me what he should pack. I looked at him confused and asked if he was going somewhere. He said that he needs to know what to pack for the trip. I laughed and thought he was joking since I never said he was coming. When I realized he was serious, I sat him down and told him that he isn't gonna be able to come and there was no reservation for him, plus it will be very inappropriate to invite him over, knowing that this is a family trip and it will make bad impression like he is trying to come just BC. It's gonna be free. They have never met him and there aren't any rooms left. He doesn't have a passport, and other reasons that I tried explaining. He flipped out on me telling me that I'm a witch and that I'm probably cheating on him, and that's why he is not invited. I tried explaining but he left the apartment. He hasn't returned since yesterday, and at 4 a.m. I have to leave for the airport. I'm worried sick. I called many times and texted but he isn't responding. So am I the idiot? Now for a few comments before the update. Info: any idea why he thought he was invited? Was there a miscommunication that could have been cleared up? Your logic about him not having met them is pretty weird given they live abroad. But if he just assumed he was going because he's dating you and entitled to a vacation, then you're not the idiot. Then the original poster responded with, I think it was exactly that he is dating me and thought he was coming. BC of that comment too, not the idiot. I don't know why he assumed he was coming in the first place, especially when you never even implied it. Shows how entitled he is as a person. I understand that you're worried, but you may have dodged a bullet. OP. Being in a relationship with someone who's that entitled is only gonna mess with your mental health. I'm sorry you're going through this. Now for the update. When I was leaving the apartment 4 days ago, I left a key to my neighbor/friend. Yesterday she called me to inform me that my BF stuff is missing and my writing studio and my manga collection are destroyed. Some of my savings are stolen, and yesterday he tried to empty my bank account but failed miserably. 5,000 are apparently missing from the drawer of my nightstand and my BF is nowhere to be found. Lucky me, my stepbrother's fiance's mother is a lawyer. Mom's side of the family, stepbrother, his fiancée, mom, stepdad, grandmas and grandpas etc. are trying to calm me down and get me away from the situation as much as possible. I thought this was a minor problem in the beginning, but here we are. Dad's side of the family is telling me to drop the charges and that I'm overreacting. Yes, I did place charges. I will have to deal with it further when I get back, but police are already on the hunt for him. Some people said I was the idiot. BC. This would be the perfect time to meet my family. But in this case it just seemed like a direct. I want a free trip. To me somebody pointed out we have communication problems. Yes we do. I didn't really want to mention this, but I'm on the autism spectrum, so it's pretty normal in a way. He knew 2.5 weeks before I went on the trip and I made it clear he wouldn't be coming. Update 2. To the 5 people who told me I'm sick and not right in the head, massage me again that I'm in the wrong when you have to fix over 25k damage, and I dare you to not press charges today. I got back to my apartment, and the damages were much more serious than they were described to me. The moment I opened the door I stepped on crushed up glass. The mirror next to the door was broken and crushed. My shoe pairs were ripped apart. The shoe rack was in the living room and a cupboard door was out of the windies literally. The windows were shattered, the cupboards were broken, the sink was broken and running. I barely turned it off. The TV was broken on the ground and there were what looked like holes in the wall that were, I think, made by the coat hanger that was barely together next to the fallen on the ground TV. The bathroom sink was cracked, and the bathtub curtain was on the ground and the metal bar it was attached to was detached on one side. My closet was trashed and the clothes in it, and shoes were ripped and torn. Charges are proceeding faster, not that I'm back. Comment 1. I'm so sorry this happened. Has your ex been apprehended yet? Then the original poster responded with, yes, before I got back to my apartment I went to the police station and he was there, and they told me to get the cameras in my apartment. Right now I am in a taxi with the cards from the cameras. Comment 2. Please file charges and do not drop them. This is a scary situation. I'm so sorry this happened to you. Don't feel bad for anything moving forward. If he goes to jail, that's on him. I wish you well and hope you can recuperate from this trauma and are able to trust again. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for telling my 7-year-old the truth about his mother? When I was younger I had a casual sexual relationship with a woman, Sally, I met at a restaurant. We had sex more than 5 times but less than 10 times. I texted Sally on a Friday night, which is when we normally hooked up, asking if she wanted to meet up, and she told me to lose her number. I did and later found out she was pregnant. I contacted her again to see if the child was mine. She told me it wasn't and that she would be getting an abortion anyway, and once again told me I needed to lose her number. I moved on. One day I got a message from Sally's mother. She accused me of abandoning her daughter and my son. I told her I had no clue what she was talking about. She informed me that she had been taking care of Sally's son since he was 4 months old because Sally had a drug issue. At this point he was 1.5 years old and she, Grandma, was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. She said she couldn't do it alone anymore. I ended up getting a DNA test and found out I was the dad. His grandmother passed away shortly after I took custody. He's 7 now, 8 in August, and has been asking about his mom a lot lately. I have always told him that his mom loved him, but wasn't able to take care of him. He has accepted that answer until recently and wanted more answers. I decided to be honest. He asked why he had to live with his grandmother before living with me. I told him, "Your mom and I weren't talking when she was pregnant with you. I didn't know she had you until your grandmother told me. After that I did everything I could to get you." He asked if he would ever be able to see his mom again. I said, "I don't know. I don't even know where she is. She has a sickness called addiction. Sometimes when people are sick like that they make decisions that no one understands. That doesn't mean she doesn't love you though." He cried a little and said he hopes his mom gets better. I was gutted and called my mom. She said I shared way too much and hurt him. She said I should have shared much less and stuck with it. She couldn't take care of you. Line even though he was asking for more. Edit. Thank you to everyone who commented, even those who said I was an idiot for the explanation. All perspectives were read and considered. I couldn't and can't respond to every post but trust that I have read them. This happened yesterday and he seemed okay today. He didn't say anything about his mother, and I am not going to push it. I have always let him lead these conversations. I think I am going to look into therapy and/or support groups for children of parents battling addiction. I will also be looking into resources for myself to help me navigate all of these new situations as they arise. I have no experience with kids other than my own, so I may be overestimating my son's ability to understand things, and maybe someone can help me work on that. I'm honestly not even sure if his mom is alive. Last I heard she was, but that was a while ago. We have a lot to navigate, and I could use some help from a professional, so I will be looking into that. Seriously, thanks for all of your suggestions, stories, and comments. It means a lot. Now for a few comments before the update. Not the idiot. If you lied to him, he would have been upset with you later on when he found out the truth. You described it in an age-appropriate manner. Comment 2. Not the idiot. You didn't volunteer the information out of the blue. Your son has been asking children asking questions about a topic is a big indication they're ready for the information, though the info should be expressed in an age-appropriate way, which you did, and you gave him the facts without going into too much detail and without making his mother sound like a monster. Your mom sounds like a typical grandma and wanting to protect your son from pain, but in this case he needed his questions answered. Now for the update. I was overwhelmed by the amount of replies. I did get a lot of people calling it a validation post. I didn't mean for it to be, but it was nice to see so many people say that I wasn't the idiot. It gave me some more confidence in my parenting. I don't know much about kids or parenting and am kind of learning on the fly here. Seeing his and my mom's reactions made me think I ruined my son's innocence. I have decided to get some parenting counseling for myself to help me navigate different challenges. For my son, I talked to him about joining a group for kids who have parents that struggle with addiction. We have a center here that does a weekly group session for kids. They separate it by grades, so my son will be with about 10 kids around his age dealing with the same thing. The coordinator said the group has everyone from kids who have never met their drug-addicted parent to kids who see their drug-addicted parent every day to kids who have lost parents to addiction. My son is very interested, and I am glad he'll be able to see that he isn't the only kid dealing with this. Thanks again to everyone who commented. I still don't know if I am doing the right thing, but I am trying my hardest to raise a strong, happy, and healthy kid. I hope his mom gets to see him one day. Comment 1. Oh, this is nice. That group sounds amazing. I hope he's able to get a better understanding of things through their help. I'm glad to hear you are looking into getting some help with this too. Addiction is definitely a community problem. It affects way more than just the user themselves. Hopefully she can find her way too. Comment 2. I don't know if you'll find this helpful at all, OP, but I have a story about how much I appreciated my parents' honesty. My brother was way into Nirvana back in the day and listened to their music all the time. Then Kurt Cobain killed himself. I was told guns were dangerous, so I assumed it was some kind of accident, but my brother said it wasn't. At the time I was like, why would someone shoot themselves on purpose? So I asked my mom. I realized way later how heavy a question this was. Mom, brother told me Kurt Cobain shot himself on purpose. That makes no sense. Why would he do that? She held me close and said, well, sometimes people feel so sad that they can't imagine being happy ever again. Some of them feel so desperate that they try to end their pain forever. To this day, I admire how honest she is with this kind of thing. If you need to vent, OP, I'm here for you. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a like. It really helps the channel grow. See you next time.